All right, I think this thing's recording. So welcome to our Lambright Team news, real estate news. We get asked real estate questions all the time, and some of the questions are always the same. So we actually create a book. If you want a copy of our book, we're not selling it. We give it away. It's got 20 years of real estate experience in there, 15 ways to sell any home for more money fast. But we always get a bunch of questions asked about what's going on out there right now, what's happening with real estate. And so I'm going to take you through some of the news, what's going on. So we created this news channel, this video to keep you up to date on what's going on in the news out there. And take a look at it. You have questions, you can type the questions below or reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you. But let's talk about real estate news. What's going on right now in December of 2017? If I can get the thing to click, let's see if that works. Well, it's a slideshow. It's supposed to click to the next one. Hang on one second. There we go. Let's try this. How about that? There we go. Taxes. Everybody's talking about the new tax bill that's coming through. Look, Stacey, I don't like to get into politics. What we know about the tax bill, what we know about politics is that by the time a bill gets to the end, it's been changed so many times. If we start talking about it while it's proposed legislation, it's completely changed by the time it gets there. So we're not going to talk about, all I know is the current tax bill, the way it is right now, is going to basically affect the wealthy side of it as far as the mortgage tax deduction is going to go on. It's not going to affect most 95% of you that are on here. So just keep that in mind. We will talk about it, though, as it gets passed, so maybe even after the first of the year. All right, let's go on to the next slide here. The housing forecast for 2018. The end of the year always brings up people want to know what's going to happen in 2018. Tell us what's going on. What's the forecast? Well, let's talk a little bit about it, what we see, because there are economic indicators. While no one can tell you exactly what's going to happen, there are economic indicators that if looked at on a whole, on a broad scale, you can get a good idea of what is going to go on. Here's what we know. The National Association of Manufacturers, the Conference Board, said that consumer sentiment was at its highest level in nearly 17 years in November. The highest it's been since 2000. The Consumer Confidence Index rose from 126.2 in October to 129.5, notching its best reading since December of 2000 for the second month in a row. Americans were more upbeat in their assessments of both current and future economic conditions. That's a good thing, folks. David Blitzer, who's the managing director and chairman of the index committee for S&P Dow Jones, he says the rent-to-buy ratio remains stable, and the average rate on a 30-year mortgage is still under 4%, still under 4%. The overall economy is growing with the unemployment rate at 4.1%, inflation's only at 2%, and wages are rising at 3% or more. That's all good if you're wondering what's going on. We have, according to Frank Martell, who's the president and CEO of CoreLogic, says we have a strengthening economy, healthy consumer balance sheets, and low mortgage interest rates are supporting the continued strong demand for residential real estate, right? So that leads us to believe or think, oh my gosh, 2008, is there a new bubble forming, right? Is things going to drop off? Should I buy? Should I sell? What's happening? No, definitively no, there is no bubble, and I'm going to prove it to you right here. So here's what we know. People have concerns. Look, whoops, I went backwards. People have concerns. Should I sell? Should I buy? Now or later? Is there a bubble? What's going on with the prices? Is there going to be another crash? What's happening with values? 58% of homeowners said there will be a housing bubble and price correction within the next 2 years. That's a lot of people. Almost 6 out of 10 believe that. And 57% of homeowners said home prices are overvalued and unsustainable in my area. And 63% of non-homeowners looking to buy are concerned about timing the market. They want to make sure they're not buying too high. Look, I'm going to prove it to you. It is the right time to buy and sell. Take a look at the next couple slides here. Stay with me on this. See, first of all, we need to understand what is a bubble. Robert Shiller, who's Nobel laureate, says that a bubble is a kind of social epidemic. During that period, people were motivated by the envy of others who made money getting in on something, whether it's buying gold or Bitcoin or housing market, and they regret in not having participated in the gambler's excitement, right? So stories develop outside that justify the bubble. They become current, and then people think they're right because someone's confirming the stories. So that happens. Eventually, prices get too high, and the bubble bursts. But we are not in one, okay? Here's why. So everybody knows the crash was in 2008, right? Here's what led up to it. In 2005 to 2007, take a look at cash out refinances. Take a look at this. In 2005, 2007, 83, 84, 79%. Look at all those cash out refinances. Here we are now, 2014, 2015, 2016. We're at less than half of that. In fact, look at 01, 02, 03, and 04. Look at the cash out refinances back then. Well, here's why you might be hearing people talking about a bubble. Look at how low in 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2013 they were. We're at 15, 16, 17% cash out refinances. You know why that is? Because values had gone down so far. There was no money. Values had gone down. There was no money to cash out refinance. So what we're seeing is people regaining some value. We're getting back to normal levels of cash out refinances. So there's no bubble on the cash out refinances. That's got to be around the 80% mark. What about new home construction? I mean, back in 2008, they were building way too many homes, right? Way too fast because of all the speculation and all the bubble activity that was going on. What about new home construction? Don't you see building happening everywhere? I mean, is that possibly going to cause a bubble? Well, let's take a look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. That's what I love about math. It doesn't lie. So take a look at new homes, 03, 04, 05, 06 before the crash. Look at that. These are number of sold new build homes by the thousands. 1.283 million homes in 05. Over a million in 06, right? That's happening there. Look where we are now. 2017, the projected is going to be 685,000. We're nowhere near the levels we were back right before the bubble. So we are not near bubble. In fact, you're going to find out inventory is so low. Wait till you see the numbers I'm going to show you on that. See, we have a huge generation that are entering the marketplace. They really want to be homeowners, and they're faced with an inventory crisis that leaves them a few options. There's no houses to buy. You know, Columbus, we have 9,000 realtors and 4,500 to 5,000 homes on the market. Think about that. Twice as many realtors as there are homes available for people to buy. See, builders aren't going to ignore this hungry market. And what we're going to start to see is a rise in new construction at the more affordable end. What we were having happening is there was a lot of luxury building that was going on. This is from Zillow's chief economist, Dr. Svenja Gudel, somebody who's very, very intelligent. So builders are going to stop building the luxury stuff. We're going to start seeing them build first-time homebuyer stuff again so we can see people get in. So Freddie Mac said this: the evidence indicates there currently is no house bubble, no house price bubble in the U.S., despite the rapid increase of housing prices over the last 5 years. So buyers, what's this mean for buyers? Well, a renter who saves for another year to reach a larger down payment. I hear this all the time, renters going, I'm going to save for a larger down payment. What they're going to find, they may find that the home they love today is outside their budget a year from now. In other words, renters need to get in now, and I'm going to show you the numbers on that in a second. For those considering buying in the next year, getting into the market today may make more financial sense than what they think. And that's, again, Dr. Svenja Gudel, Zillow's chief economist. The FHFA says this: the Federal Housing Finance Agency today announced the maximum conforming loan limits for mortgages to be acquired by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in 2018. In most of the U.S., the 2018 maximum conforming loan limit for one-unit properties will be $453,100. That's coming up from $424,000 in 2017. That's right, almost a $30,000 increase for conforming loan limits. What's that mean? That means you don't have to do a jumbo loan. So what we're seeing, there goes my cat. What we're seeing is that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the confidence that they're having is they're going to up their conforming loan limits and make it easier to buy homes as they go up in price. That is great news for the housing market and for those of you out there who are thinking to buy or sell, for move-up buyers. So the housing inventory is getting locked up. What's that mean? Well, here's the impact of monthly housing inventory on home prices. See, we are definitely in a seller's market. We have way less than 6 months of inventory out there. I told you, 9,000 realtors, only 4,500 to 5,000 homes on the market. We're in a seller's market, which means home prices are going to go up. Now, a neutral market is when you have between 6 and 7 months of housing inventory, okay? And anything greater than 7 months considered a buyer's market. Home prices will depreciate. We are absolutely in a seller's market. Prices are going to continue to climb, okay? So Lawrence Yun, who's the National Association of Realtors chief economist, said this: existing inventory has decreased every month on an annual basis for 29 consecutive months. And the number of homes for sale at the end of October was the lowest for the month since 1999. 18 years ago since we've seen it like this. Until new home construction climbs even higher and more investors and homeowners put their homes on the market, sales will continue to severely trail the underlying demand. Available housing inventory, look at this. At the end of October, and these are all the numbers we have from the end of October, in 2014, right, 5.3 to 4.8, 4.4, 3.9 now. It is, we are low on inventory and we need houses for sale. In fact, if you're a seller out there listening to this right now, we have a buyer for your house, guaranteed. All right. Compared to the previous year, Bill Banfield, right? He's the Vice President of Capital Markets at Quicken Loans. Compared to the previous year, our economy continues to improve and attract home buyers who may have been on the sidelines during the past few years. This will add additional demand to the equation. So home prices, what's going to happen? Well, what we're seeing is they're going up. Here we are in good old Ohio, right? Going up. The price is going up on average almost 6% going up in Ohio. It's crazy. Take a look at that there. There we are, increasing prices. In fact, single people that are below, it's 2% or below, there's only 4 states in the entire country where it's like that. Ohio's in a great spot. Here we are again. Actual year-over-year percent change in price by state, 5% in Ohio. Forecasted year-over-year at 4.4 we're forecast to still go up. So what's that mean for home affordability? I mean, you should be asking, right, Jim and Stace, if prices are going up, does that mean I should not buy? Home affordability. Take a look at these numbers. Here's what you're going to look at. Today, compared to the late 1990s, everywhere in the country except for the West Coast, California and Oregon, homes are more affordable today. What's that mean, affordable? What it means is that based on your income, yes, prices have gone up on a house, but incomes have gone up to match it. It's more affordable to buy a home today than it was in the late 1990s, right? So check this out. Mark Fleming said this: while borrowing power for the potential home buyer has fallen relative to the low point of 2012, it remains high today and will remain high next year relative to the long run average. If you don't want to rent anymore and you're considering becoming a homeowner, even if mortgage rates rise next year, your borrowing power will remain strong by historic standards. So what he's saying is, even if rates go up above, a little bit above 4%, if you take a look at the long run, it is a way better time to buy now. In fact, I mean, I bought my first house, rates were at 8% when we bought it. That was back in the 90s, right? So 4%, it's half of that now. So the Housing Affordability Index, take a look at this today. Here we are. That line right there is showing affordability index when it was too high. There they are there. Take a look at it. Boom, boom, boom. It's a great time to be able to buy right now. Here's the Housing Opportunity Index. These are years when distressed properties dominated the market and there was lots of homes available for sale. Here we go. It's a great time to buy right now. National Home Buyers' typical mortgage payment. I loved this slide when I saw this thing. So you take a look at January of 2000. The typical mortgage payment was $1,000. In June of 26, the typical payment was $1,250 with people closing. Look where we're at right now from 2018. $983 is the typical payment. I know a lot of people paying rent, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, even $1,800 in rent. You can buy a house now with a typical payment around $983 a month. The monthly mortgage payment on median-priced home in the United States, take a look back during the bubble, right before the bubble hit in 2006, $1,305. Here we are today at $960. Great time for buyers to buy. Now, take a look at this. If you're wondering where we get this affordability, you say, well, houses are getting higher price. How can it be a good time to buy? Look at this. The percent of the median income needed to purchase the median price home. So what's that mean? So out of your income that you're bringing in, the median income, the average income, what people are making, we only need 21% of that income to buy a median priced home today. That's down from even in the 90s where you needed 24% to get there. And the early 2000s, 26%. Here we are today at 21% of your income to buy a house. So Mark Fleming said this: given our expectation for an orderly and modest increase in rates over time, I think the most appropriate characterization of the market is homes are becoming less affordable, but are not yet unaffordable by any reasonable historic standard. What does that mean? Well, rates are going up a little bit, okay? So technically, if rates are going up, homes are becoming less affordable and prices are going up. But according to the historic standard, they are not yet unaffordable. In fact, they're more affordable to buy, okay? So, yes, if you don't get off the fence, you're going to miss out on buying at one of the best times there ever is to buy a home. And sellers, that means buyer demand is going to be there. You need to get your home on the market, right? Check this out, renting versus buy. People might say, well, I'm nervous, I'm just going to rent, right? Historically, okay, the percentage of income needed to afford a rent, a median rent, was around 26%. Today, it's at over 29%. Rents are way higher now, the percentage of your income they're eating up, than what it used to be. The percentage of income needed to afford a median home used to be 21%. It's down to 15.8%. Look at the disparity between the rent it takes and what it takes from your income to buy. It's a huge disparity. It's almost half. So renting versus buying, here's what that means in dollars. Renters are paying almost $2,000 more per year to rent than historically, and owners are paying $3,300 a year less to buy. Look at the disparity between those numbers right there. You're talking a $5,300 swing of what it's costing you, right? The difference you would pay compared to what it would be if the percentages would remain the same. It is a great time to buy. Millennials, if you're out there and you're thinking I should just rent, you are missing the boat because you're looking at the wrong economic indicators. You got to take a look at this. Look, home prices affect the wealth of homeowners. This stat right here should make everyone who's thinking about sitting on the fence get out and buy. As the price of housing increases, the wealth of homeowners increases as well. 75 million homeowners each gained $18,500 last year on average from a year earlier. Did you catch that? 75 million homeowners. That's a huge chunk of homeowners that are out there gained $18,500 on average from a year earlier. That's $1,500 a month. What if your payment was $2,000 a month, but you gained in wealth $1,500 a month? That means it was costing you $500 to live. And we're not even talking about taxes yet, being able to write off. So mortgage credit availability, yes or no? What's going on with mortgage credit available, right? As Danielle Hale says this, she's the chief economist for Realtor.com. I mean, she's very, very smart and very respected. As we compare today's market dynamics to those of a decade ago, back in the crash, right? Are we in a bubble? No. It's important to remember rising prices did not cause the housing crash. It was rising prices stoked by subprime and low documentation mortgages, as well as people looking for short-term gains versus today's true market vitality that created the environment for a crash. Why did the crash happen? Because we gave loans to people that should not have been getting a house. We did it left and right, and it was a feeding frenzy, a true bubble. So the Housing Credit Availability Index, look at end of 2005, beginning of 2006. 16.5% was the danger zone of mortgages they deemed dangerous. We're only at 5%. 2001, we were at 12, which was a healthy number. 5% now. We are not giving out loans to people who don't deserve them. Take a look at this graph. The mortgage credit availability, look at that. Oh my goodness, the spike. And then there you saw the crash. Boom, 2008. Here we are now over here today. Very healthy, very good number as far as we're giving loans only to people who deserve them. So what would be the impact on mortgage rates? Even if rates rose by another 2% to approximately 6% by the end of 2018, which is highly unlikely, rates would still only be where they were in 2008, a level that homebuyers had not seen since the mid-1960s. To use a technical economic term, rates that low still offer consumers historically pretty darn good home purchasing power, from Mark Fleming, the chief economist at First American. So what is an interest rate lock? Well, an interest rate lock is this. Here it is. Sellers, pay attention. In a rising rate environment, the mortgage rate on the home purchased is higher than the mortgage rate on the home sold, which adds costs. So you're thinking about selling, but you're going to wait it out. If you don't sell now and buy now while rates are good, chances are you wait a year or two, you're going to be buying at a more expensive house at a higher interest rate, right? So the more rates rise and the larger one's loan, aka a more expensive house, the more costs increase. The rate locked in cost will grow as rates rise and may prevent existing homeowners from listing their home and adding to the inventory of homes for sale. All right, what that means is sell now while rates are good so you can buy a more expensive house with great rates. That's what that means, right? So consider homeowners who bought their homes in the past few years who have enjoyed a refinance as rates hovered closer to 3.5%, right? Unless a move is absolutely necessary, those owners are likely to balk at having to sell their home and then borrow at a higher rate for a new one. Interest rate lock matters, okay? And that's Mark Zandi. He's the chief economist for Moody's Analytics. So Zandi cautioned that he doesn't think rate lock kicks in until the rates are well above 5, closer to 6%, but it could be a psychological thing where you're thinking, man, my current rate now is 3.75. I have to buy at 4.5, and I'm buying a more expensive house. I should hold off. That could happen. So here's what we need you to do. We need you to sell now. Sell now and buy now and move up while the rates are still good because they're going to go up. Okay. He calculates that 1 percentage point increase in rates will decrease the tenure of a typical American homeowner by just over 6 months. Also not helpful in a market starved for activity. That's Market Watch. So here's the update. Okay, sales. They are average days on market, 34 on average across the United States. They are booming super fast. Existing home sales continuing on the uptick. We're seeing it go up and down, a little bit up and down. But overall, it is a trend going up. Sales are going up. Since January of 2014, you can take a look at the graph there. Big amounts, huge amounts of homes selling. We don't see it slowing down. Now, existing home sales year by year over region is because of low inventory. Look at the Midwest. We saw it come down a little bit at 1.5%, but that's because there's no inventory. If there's no inventory, buyers can't buy anything. So sellers need to sell. Existing home sales in thousands. If you've stuck with me this long, you can take a look at this. We are seeing an increase even over 2016 every single month. We have been greater all the way back until April. We've been selling more homes, and we're expecting November and December to be the same. New home sales up, 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 up every single month. They're going to continue to go up. In fact, new builders are going to be building more and more first-time home buyer homes. Get a hold of us. If you've never considered a new home, that's how we started in real estate, was new builds. We are very experienced with helping new build buyers. And the great part about that is it doesn't cost you anything to use us. So new homes, sales, annualized in thousands. Again, you see it spiking, going up, 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 up. New home sales, you're going to continue to see them spike. And here's what you're going to see. This 200 to 299,000 area, this will be the biggest section of new build homes that we're going to see. They're going to be coming out, where in the past, they were the luxury stuff over $500,000. Well, new builders are going to get back into the first-time home buyer realm of the 200,000 and up range, and get these millennials in these homes while the rates are good, and it's going to be great. Okay, new homes are selling fast. We're seeing them sell in 3 months, going very quick. Total home sales, you can see that one. Our pending home sales, still, the graph shows everything high, well above 2014, 2015, 2016. We're hanging right in there with 2016. 100 is typically the historically healthy level for pending home sales. We're well above that in 2017. We don't predict that going anywhere, and continue to go since 2014. We're crushing the historically healthy level. It is a great time to sell. Pending home sales, again, are down a little bit in the Midwest against lack of inventory. Distressed property sales. Now, see, why do you care about this? Distressed property sales bring down the value of homes in neighborhoods. Take a look at where we were in 2012. 35% of the sales were distressed sales, short sales, foreclosures, REOs, right? Bankruptcies. Look at us now. We're down around 4%. I mean, nothing happening, okay? Super low, and we continue to see that going. Home prices, our existing home prices year by year over region of the Midwest, 7%, super strong. As we see inventory decline and we see prices continue to go up, 7% increase on homes. It's crazy. And again, if you separate that out by house values, you see the low-end homes, a lot of the stuff, people aren't buying a lot of the junk, they're buying up. But take a look in that 250 range on up, huge increases in home values as they're going up. Change in sales. The percent in sales is going up as people continue to move up in the marketplace. Year-over-year price changes. What you're seeing happen here on Case-Shiller, you see you're super healthy still and continue to be that way. Nothing in the negative place, which is great. Price changes, you're seeing this They take a 20-city composite and they compile these numbers together when you take a look at this. And you see it's super strong. Columbus, Ohio here is incredible growth as we see Facebook move in, Amazon come in, all these big companies. We're projected to have our population continue to grow, which will continue to drive home sales. It is a great time to sell and buy in Columbus, Ohio. There is no bubble, okay? Forecasted year-over-year percent change in price. Ohio 4.4%. I believe that number is dragged down a little bit by the Cleveland, Cincinnati, right? They're still going up, but Columbus is higher than that even, and we've got a number on that. Okay, so housing inventory, which you'll see on that. My cat, sorry about that. My cat on that is taking a look. We are in the stable area as far as seller traffic. This is foot traffic. This is the number of showings that are coming into people's homes. We're in a stable position. Months inventory of homes for sale. Take a look in 2011, how much longer it was taking to sell that. And now take a look down in 2017, how fast and the inventory available for sale. The amount of inventory, it is decreasing and has been continuing on a steady decline going down. And as you see that, the same graph right there. And months of inventory of homes for sale. Again, anything below 6 on this shows seller's market. Every single thing on here shows it's seller's market still and continue to be that. Year-over-year inventory levels, of course, the inventories continue to go down. You can see that, and we need houses, and that means if you're watching this and you're a seller, we need your house. The market needs your house, and it is a great time to sell and also for you to buy. You can see year-over-year where it's been. Everything points to seller's market. We are not in a bubble. People are looking to buy. The housing supply year over year, going just from last year to this year, everything. Here's double digits. Housing supply down 10%. We need houses, okay? That's everything showing. The new home inventory, months supply, we started to get stable there a little bit in August, but again, we're back down below 6%. It's still a seller's market on the new homes. It's time to get out and look. If you're a buyer, it's a great time to buy new homes still, okay? Buyer demand is still huge. We see that in everything. Buyer traffic coming in strong in Ohio. Foot traffic is huge, continue to go up. And in the last 12 months, which is an indicator of future sales, look at foot traffic, the amount of showings people are getting. It is huge. And these are all from the National Association of Realtors. They track every single showing that goes through there through the showing services. So we know how many people are coming through the houses, how many people are looking at them. Take a look. 2016 is the dark blue, right? It is up over last year. The buyers are out there looking for houses, and some of them just can't pull the trigger because there's nothing for them to buy. There's no inventory. So your house is in demand. People are looking for it, right? Interest rates. What's going to happen? Everybody wants to know what's going to happen with interest rates. We'll take a look. Here's where interest rates have been. This was January 7th of last year, just under 4%. Here we are, finishing out in November is the last track we have, still under 4%. It is a great time to go. It did spike up there for 4.3 for a while, but take a look at us. We are in great shape with rates. Jump in before they go up because a lot of people are predicting they're going to go up. Right now, we're currently in the fourth quarter of 2017. We're under 4. We're predicting it to go next year. Everything's looking like it's going to go to about 4.5%. Still an incredible rate. It's nothing to panic over, but why not? Jump in for 0.5% lower. Do it now. Okay, and that's what we're seeing. We think is going to happen. Rates are going to continue to go up as you see that as it's going to continue to climb. Still an incredible rate. Anything below 6 is amazing. Mortgage credit availability. What do you think is going to happen for mortgage credit availability? Well, we're going to show that people are still going to be able to buy. Now, there's a lot of false ideas for buyers out there that you can't buy if you don't have a 700 credit score. That just isn't the case. Mortgage credit availability, let me show you what that takes to look like. Average days to close a loan right now is taking about 45 days. That's why you want to get started looking now. If you're thinking about buying in the spring, it takes you 45 days to close the loan once you're in contract on the house you want. So yes, it makes sense to look at houses in the winter. But the FICO score requirements, take a look at this. The average rate that was out there was a 724. So people see that and they're like, I don't have a 700 credit score. I can't buy. This is the slide I want you to see. Over 53% of all the homes sold last year had a credit score from 600 to 750. A lot of people think you gotta have over a 750 score to be able to buy. No, 53% of them were 600. We had 9% of the sales. This is across the country. 9% of the sales were between 600 and 650 credit score. Guys, that's a not good score, and you can still buy a house. There are programs out there for you. Get with us. We have a credit cleanup program. We can help you do that, but don't sit on the sidelines and miss out on the greatest opportunity, the greatest time to buy a house right now in history because you think your score is not good enough. It's not necessarily the case. We have people buy homes with 600 credit scores. Look at that. Some people bought between 550 and 600. It was a small percentage, but there were some people that got done because of that, okay? So the average FICO score, as you can see, as to where they're at, FHA, look at FHA, right? You have some zero down loans you can get in with FHA. 681 was the average score, but we know it goes as low as into the fives, okay? So check us out on that. The average back-end debt-to-income ratio, a lot of people think, I have too much debt, I can't buy. FHA, the average back-end debt-to-income ratio, that means all your bills plus your mortgages add up to 43% of your gross income. And if you don't know what that means, get with us. We can calculate it out in 2 seconds on the phone and show you what it is. Well, a lot of people say, well, I got student loans I can't buy. I got a car payment I can't buy. Not the case. When it averages out, you'll find that FHA, this is the average on here, right? There, it goes even higher than that, and we can figure it out for you. And there's other types of income and things that we can come in, co-borrowers and things like that to get you a house. Okay, all my resources are listed here where everything came from, just so you know I didn't make this up. There's all the links that came with it. And that is going to end basically what we were talking about here. And there I am there. Like I said, if you made it all the way through to the end, you can get a copy of our book just by letting us know. 20 years worth of experience packed into this thing. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit us up here. If they're seeing us on YouTube or on our Facebook, get a hold of us. We also have our texting service. You can email us, whatever it is you want to do to get a hold of us. But thanks for sticking with me. That's what's happening for 2018. We'll be back in January with another one of these that's going to be just talking about what's going on in the economy and what's going on in housing in particular. And as always, you can always reach out to us if you have a question. We offer free for you an online home evaluation if you're thinking about selling. We offer our Love Your Home Guarantee. If you don't know what that is, if you're afraid to buy, you've never owned a home before, if at any time within a year you don't love the home you're in, we'll sell it for you for free, right? How about that? We'll sell your home for you for free. We won't take any listing commission. If you bought the home from us and for some reason it's not for you, you hate your neighbors or something, I don't know, whatever it is. Love Your Home Guarantee, we have that. And we also have our guaranteed sale program that we do for those of you who are listing. You can ask us about how that program works. Basically, we will sell your house for an agreed upon price that you agree upon and we agree upon. Get a hold of us. If we can't sell in a certain amount of time, we'll continue to market it until we sell it for free. So thanks, everybody, for jumping on. And you have a great one. If I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll be back in January letting you know what's going on in the news out there, what's happening with that crazy tax bill, how's it going to affect you, and we'll be talking about all kinds of stuff like that. Thanks a lot. See you soon.